Well, I am honored to welcome Chairman Judy Chu and the members of the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus to my office. This is the ceremonial office of the Vice President of the United States, and I'm very honored to have these esteemed guests for an important discussion that we are going to have this afternoon. I was a member of CAPAC, a proud member of CAPAC, and I have seen firsthand how dedicated the organization is to all issues and to the impact on all Americans, but with a particular focus on the condition, the well-being, and the future of the AA and NHPI communities. Far too often, I think we all know, at least at this table, the AA and NHPI communities have been overlooked and under-recognized in our nation. That was true when Chinese Americans laid down the tracks for the Transcontinental Railroad, while many were prohibited from owning property. I know this history in my home state of California and beyond. This was true when Japanese American soldiers defended our nation in World War II, as Japanese Americans were forced to live in internment camps. This was true in the early days of the pandemic, when the AA and NHPI frontline workers were saving lives. Yet at the same time, members of the AA and NHPI community were targeted with hate. So there is a lot to do in both reminding all of us of the history of our country, but also acknowledging disparities that continue to exist and injustice where it occurs. And as elected leaders of our nation, we're having this conversation in a way that we can renew our commitment to working on all of these issues and to doing it together. And I want to say to every Asian American, every Native Hawaiian, every Pacific Islander, our administration sees you, cares about you, and you will never be alone. And please don't ever let any situation or circumstance make you feel alone, because we are all in this together. We see how Asian American small businesses have been hard hit recently, in particular because of the COVID virus and what it has done in terms of our economy. We have seen how Asian American women have been struggling with the unemployment, many of whom have been frontline workers. We have seen how Asian American people in our country have been targeted by vicious expressions of hate. So much so that 6,600 cases of hate crimes against Asian Americans have been reported in just this last year, 2 in 3 by women. So let me be clear, a harm against any one of us is a harm against all of us, and we will stand united in fighting against these injustices. So today we will discuss our collective focus on stopping the violence, stopping the hate. I want to applaud all of the leaders at this table, including our very important and great Senator Mazie Hirono, for the passage of the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act. The President is prepared to sign it. Our administration has also taken action recently in the Department of Justice to establish an agency-wide initiative to address anti-Asian hate crimes. And of course, we are working to pass the American Jobs Plan and the American Families Plan, understanding how it will impact also the Asian American small business owners in terms of access to capital, and AA and HPI, working parents in making sure that they have access to child care. So in conclusion, I'll say that there has been a lot of attention, national attention rightly, to the injustices that have targeted our AA and NHPI communities. And this is a moment for all Americans to stand together unified in saying again that a harm against any one of us is a harm against all of us. And we will stand together in support of all communities to protect and to honor who they are. So with that, I thank the press, and we're now going to begin our discussion.